Thank you, Madam Speaker. To the bill.
To the bill.
You doing all right up there?
This is a great debate. I'm fine.
Right on. All right, good. Because I hope you like this tie I'm wearing, because I wore it especially for today. It's a tie that I used to wear in the 90s when I was trying to mitigate Measure 5 and raise revenue back then, Madam Speaker. So here it goes. I think there was a golden age in this state, and I think it ended around 1990. In 1990, Measure 5 shifted the responsibility for funding for K-12 schools from local property taxes to the state general fund. And suddenly the state had a huge new budget obligation for one of our top priorities, with no increase in revenue to pay for those costs. And for nearly 30 years, Oregon's public schools have been chronically underfunded. The structural imbalance has created a crisis in our classrooms. And for 30 years, off and on, the legislature has tried but failed to solve the underlying problem, leaving us with year-to-year inadequate budgets for schools. I've seen the impact of the chronic underfunding up close, Madam Speaker. My two kids started in the early 2000s, and because Oregon has one of the shortest school years in the country, they ended up missing out on a year's worth of instructional time by the time they graduated from high school about 2 years ago. A full year worth of school over the course of their lifetime in school just lost. They also missed out on enrichment opportunities like art and music because those were often the programs that were first to get scaled back or cut completely when budgets are tight. Those are the things that many kids find wonderful about school. I'm so excited to vote for this bill today. We're finally going to do the things that we need to do to get our school system back on track. We're going to create a new, stable source of funding so that the next generation of kids, my grandson, will have the tools they need to succeed in school and in the workforce. Now, I have to point out that you saddled me with being the co-chair of the Human Services Subcommittee of Ways and Means. And I'm spending a lot of restless nights worrying about how we're going to find money to support some of Oregon's most vulnerable populations. We still very much need to make critical investments in child welfare, in services for seniors, and support for people with disabilities and other services that members of our state rely on. So we have more work to do besides this bill, but that does not take away from the huge step that we're taking today, a step that a generation is making. Madam Speaker, I feel like my political life in this state gets to come full circle today. I'm delighted to be able to vote on this bill with Representative Clem and Rep. Evans and Rep. Williamson and you, Madam Speaker, as your wife was part of that leadership cabal with me and countless others who came of political age when the golden age in this state was ending, young and naive, trying to fix this. We're finally going to do the things we need to do to get our school system back on track. And I'm excited to vote for this bill. I think I've said that 3 times now. I'm really excited to vote for House Bill 3427.
Thank you, Representative.